I read this book. I don't think it was based on a true story, but it was based on the immigrants who came to New York. I don't remember during which year, but it was when, like, America was still new. And it was this book about this girl from Ireland named Rose and her family. And her family had such a hard time dealing with trying to make it in America that they all went home except for her. She and her sister Maureen stayed in America and were able to eventually, like, work in a sweatshop and get an apartment, and then eventually she got a better job that was still like a sweatshop job, but it was like she was working on the top floor of this building and she had to sew for a living. And jobs back then were pretty brutal. Like, you could not take a break pretty much at all, except for like during your lunch break sort of thing. And if you got up to like go to the bathroom and blow your nose during your workday, you better believe you'd get fired. But the point of the story is, at the end of the book, there was a fire in that building because of some sort of neglect that was happening. And it talked about how all of these women at the top floor of the building were, like, jumping out the windows in order to try and get away from the fire, but they were just dying when they hit the pavement because there wasn't anyone down there to catch them.
Right. Same thing happened with 9/11.
Yeah, and what Rose did in the story is she found a bucket of water somewhere and she poured it over her and she ran through a wall of fire because she was wet, so she was able to get through the wall of fire without getting too burned. And then she was able to get out because she was able to go through the wall of fire and I think maybe get downstairs. I read this book a really long time ago.
Is this fictional?
Yeah, it was fiction, but it was like based on accounts of things that happened during that time period to other immigrants.
Oh.
And it wasn't based on like one person.
Dr. Kine, what the hell are you doing? Get back! Come any closer and I'll shoot him. Give me the access codes to the cargo bay. You idiot! This is processing. Why the hell would I have codes to cargo? Don't lie to me. I'm sick of everyone lying to me. It is imperative that I get the marker. Give me those codes. I don't have them. Is this what you did to the captain? Go on. Shoot me if you've got the balls. Idiots! It's the only way to stop it. The only way to end it. He's completely lost it. Somebody call security.
Anyway, it was a really interesting story. I wish that the writer had made a sequel to it, but it was pretty much just an incredible story about the perseverance of a young woman during a time when America was extremely hard to live in, especially if you were an Irish immigrant, because people were really racist against Irish people for a long time.
Did that guy say help?
I think he did. He made me sad.
Oh my.
But anyway, I really liked that story, and I thought it was really interesting, the parts about the fire in the building, and every time I think about a fire now, I kind of think of that story because it was such, like, an intense part of it. The person who wrote it very realistic to how it would be being in a fire like that in a building that was burning down. It was very memorable to me, I guess. And it makes me grateful that we have firefighters now that save people.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because, like, a lot of those people who lost their family members in the fire, they would have to go to a place and looked at the burnt remains of a bunch of bodies until they found a person who resembled their family member and say that that was them.
Yeah, body identification.
It was really messed up. And that was in the story, actually, because Rose went to one of those places to try and find her sister Maureen because she thought her sister burned up in the fire.
When I first played this game on hard, this is the room I got stuck in.
Oh, really?
I could never beat this room because I didn't have enough supplies going in. And then...
And it wouldn't let you go back?
No. I ended up in a really bad spot where, like, I tried to go back and didn't have stuff and got really screwed over. So okay. I was having war flashbacks there.
Well, it was pretty easy this time.
Yeah, well, one, we're on normal, and 2, I
had a lot of stuff.
6 years older.
Yeah.
Isaac? that really you? It feels like it's been so long. But I can help you now. Come with me.
What? That's not her. It is not. Anyway, he's gonna follow her. She's gonna turn into an alien, then we're gonna have to kill her.
Or she'll turn into a hot alien.
And we get to fuck her.
Jill, you could just say, and we'll, you know.
Get to have beautiful love-making sessions with a respectable, wonderful woman.
The beacon's in the storage room next to you. I think I could disable the lock from here. Hold on.
You know, I know you're not for YouTube's whole tone things down, but sometimes it's funnier when you tone things down.
I don't think so.
Everybody else does on the channel.
No. I am a straight up kind of person. I like to say it how it is. I don't dance around.
Well, then maybe you're gonna have to be in less Let's Plays.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you can't, you know.
Bobby!
Can't control yourself. Whoops.
Well, it's okay. Our Let's Plays get less views than the normal ones with Nate anyway.
I don't think that has anything to do with you.
It's because people don't like women.
You're gonna play that card, huh?
It's because I'm a woman.
Oh, that was terrifying. I don't have ammo.
Aw, she's like getting down on the ground. She's scared. Your girlfriend gonna die.
Can she maybe hurry it up?
You should shoot her in the bum bum.
Oh my gosh, really? This is so annoying. Get the...
I like how that one like grabs you immediately and starts biting you, but the other one just like pokes her and she gets down on the ground.
This might be the part I got stuck on.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I hated this part.
This is very hard, yes. You might want to look over back at her and make sure there's nothing at her. Okay.
Yeah, she got hurt. See your shirt things flashing?
Okay, the door's unlocked, Isaac. I can't get over to you, but I'll find a way. I love you. This will all be over soon.
Isaac. Hey, I lost your signal for a while. You had me worried. I see you've got the beacon, so head for the mining bay and attach it to the asteroid. I've been running trajectory calculations, and if we launch soon, there's a good chance the asteroid can reach a safe distance to begin transmitting. Still no sign of Hammond. In his state, I can't imagine he's still alive.
He's probably dead. I think
He's gonna be the alien we fight at the end of the game.
You think so?
But he's gonna say, "Stop, Isaac! If you shoot me,
You're racist.
you're racist." And you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, what do I do?"
But if you defeat him, you get the N-word pass. Right? The N-word being Nutella.
I don't know, Jill. I've never had any desire to say that word in my life. I personally am a very kind, and very devoutly religious person who never swears, never says anything. Can you stop messing with that? It's going to be picked up in the audio. This is where I got stuck. It was on the way back.
I was so afraid of
Of accidentally saying the N-word? Me too. Sometimes I walk into a room and I'm like, "Hey guys, nice day here," and I can't. I just don't know what to do, you know.
I was so afraid of like simple swear words like damn when you had to read books aloud in middle school that I would skip over the word if I had it on my page like a pussy.
Boy, you would have hated Shadow the Hedgehog.
Why?
That man says damn like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, like there was also a time where we were reading this book. I forget exactly what it was about, but it had some black people in it who I think were slaves or just had been freed. And
Okay.
there was the N-word in the book a few times. And my teacher was like a white woman, by the way.
She was like, "Do it!"
Yeah, she was pretty much like encouraging all of us white Maine kids to be like, she was being like, just say the N-word. It's just a word. Just say it. It's just written in the book.
You're yelling.
And so some of the kids, when they were reading the book, said the N-word, like, full R out loud. And I was like a little 12-year-old girl, and I was like, isn't that a bad word?
I mean, they're all just words. They really only are what people give them the power of. But yeah, that's not a word you want to really go around saying.
I don't think it's a word you really want to have, like, little 12-year-old kids saying.
Like learning?
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, really, they should be teaching what these words mean and why you don't say them.
Yeah.
But they won't do that, so instead, yeah, I don't know. I always thought it was funny how, like, the media portrays that word, though,
like as if it's, like, the devil to black people.
It's kryptonite. If someone says it to them, they actually
I've
have a
got
heart
elevator
attack.
access to the mining subdeck. It was a security lockdown, although I don't think it helped them. Now that you've got the beacon and the key, head over there. It looks like the asteroid is held in place by some gravity tethers. You have to knock those out before you can launch it.
I kind of think that word holds a lot of sadness and negativity in it, and I don't think it's really something people should still be using in their vocabulary today. But I also don't want to be called a white gatekeeping person on YouTube and, like, have people tell me I'm trying to say what black people can and can't say.
Okay,
So-
well then I will. I will say that if you don't, like, seriously, if people don't want anyone to say that word, I don't think that it really matters anyway, but that's me. I think that just no one should be using it.
I completely agree
I
with
mean,
that.
like, so for example, if it's like, man, this is offensive, but every rap artist is going to throw it in every song. And you know what it really is? It's not really that they're reclaiming the word, it's that they're fucking lazy, bad writers, and they don't want to have to rhyme something else with it, and so it's easier to be edgy and rhyme it with the N-word.
But, like, the thing is, gay artists don't use the FAG word all the time in their writings.
So,
Even though that's, like, a slur that a lot of gay people are trying to reclaim.
Yeah,
because
that's the thing.
it's a word that holds a lot of negativity and hurt. And it's something that they don't want people saying all the time.
here's my thing, though. Why would you purposely give people who don't care about you and don't like you
The power to hurt you with a simple word, I don't know.
the power to hurt you with one word? I'm not saying that, you know, like, I'm not saying nothing has ever hurt my feelings. People who say that are liars. Like, you are just a liar at that point, because some things sometime hurt your feelings, and strangers can do something that annoys you or upsets you or makes you feel bad. But you shouldn't purposely give them, like, ammunition, you know, where they know, like, oh, this one thing will ruin this whole person's day. I'm just gonna go right for that, because a lot of the people that you're either preaching to the choir, and the people that you're talking to wouldn't use it anyway, or you're just telling people, hey, here's free ammunition to hurt me, and they're gonna take that because they want to hurt you. So I don't understand why people are so obsessed with almost encouraging, like, that, like, allowing that kind of hurt in a way. I personally don't get it. I'm gonna add damage to the Ripper.
The thing is, you laughed at me last time I said it, like, how the plus size community was trying to reclaim the word fat.
No, I just think it's funny that there's a plus size community. Like, what?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, a lot of those people
Fucking asshole, get out of here.
had the same thought process as you, as not wanting to let such a small word hurt them anymore, since a lot of people who are bigger have been bullied and told, you know, that they're fat, and it's hurtful, you know, to be bullied and told mean things like that all the time. So a lot of those people have been trying to make it so the word fat isn't considered, like, a bad word anymore, and that it's supposed to be something that isn't hurtful to them anymore, while they're on their, like, journeys to make themselves more healthy as well.
Well, that's the thing, is you have to be on a journey to make yourself more healthy. If you are, I respect that. The problem I have with, what the hell, why'd that open? It said it was locked.
I don't know, I think you had the key.
The problem I have with this, Jill, is that most people will just say, like, don't say that, and they're the same people who want to be a size 50 body positive model. And look, I'm not saying like if you are large, die. I have some fat on me, but I do think that you should, unless you have a severe health problem, which is completely understandable, be trying with your health to improve it. And I don't like this attitude, this body positive attitude that's gone around is not, hey, I'm just as valuable as a human being because of despite my size. It's, no, there's nothing wrong. And that's not healthy either. I think that people can't operate, for some reason, people can only operate on a fringe with this stuff. It's like they can't, this tethers must be deactivated. It's almost like they can't operate in some kind of middle ground where you're like, hey, I'm not going to let people call me fat and hurt me, but also I want to get healthy.
I agree with you on all of that, but my point was mostly that there is a community of people that have realized that words aren't something that you should let people use against you so much, and they're trying to make it so that sort of thing doesn't hurt them anymore. And I think that is one step to making yourself a healthier person, is to not let words like the word fat, when it's said to somebody, especially to somebody who has like a binge eating disorder or a
Processing log. Supervisor Second Engineer Dallas reporting. This will be my last report. I've seen what they do to the bodies, what they become. I can't let that happen to me. At least if I don't have any limbs, I won't be able to kill anyone when I'm infected. Please tell Dawn and the kids that I love them. Oh, God! No! One more.
I cannot believe that man, that man's a hero.
Yeah.
He, killed himself to prevent himself from, turning into one of those things and killing everyone.
That's what a lot of these people should have done on this ship.
I want that level 4 suit.
But yeah, I was just kind of trying to say that there is a lot of people who are, trying to stand up against bullying in those sorts of ways and, make it, better
Great
for
again.
people.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay,
No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I mean, that's good.
And I also think that there's a lot of people in said, plus size community that are trying to, say that I'm as equal to you despite my size, but I'm still allowed to try and get healthy and, lose weight if I want to.
But you should want to.
Well,
that's my whole point.
The thing is, a lot of bigger people who will go to the gym will a lot of times say that they've felt like they've gotten bullied or stared down or had people say mean things to them while they were in the gym, so then it made them feel embarrassed to go back and try to lose weight.
Absolutely, but let me throw this to you.
And that's kind of what they were trying to say, is trying to make that sort of thing not happen anymore.
No, that makes sense, but you don't have to go to the gym.
No, I know. You can work out at home, but a lot of times it's easier to have that equipment, some place where you can go that you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to buy equipment.
It is, but I'm just saying, for example, I lost 60 pounds, 60 pounds, I think, just working out, running, and, walking and going outside. And I'm saying, you shouldn't let people... I'm going to wait to get a little more money to buy that last suit. You shouldn't let people control your health just because of their douchiness, I think that's not okay.
No, I know, and that's kind of what they're trying to do, is trying to show people that you shouldn't let other people control you or your health, and that you should feel like you're allowed to do things like go to the gym and be trying to get healthier, even if you're a bigger person.
Yeah, and you should do that wherever you're comfortable.
Yeah.
If you want to run outside, that's great. Mm-hmm. If you want to go to the gym, that's great.
And you shouldn't feel embarrassed when you get out of breath because you're out of shape, you just got to keep trying. That's kind of what a lot of those people are trying to do, is trying to help people who have had a hard time getting fit in the past because they felt embarrassed or felt ridiculed for it because they were bigger. They're trying to help them feel better about it, sort of thing. And using the words like fat against those people kind of really sets them back, especially if they're someone who has like an eating disorder, because there's a lot of people who have the opposite of anorexia, where they just eat too much.
Bulimia?
No, not bulimia. Bulimia is when you eat and then throw up. The binge eating disorder is when you are able to like eat 3 cakes in a row and you just can't stop, sort of thing, because you just feel so hungry when you're not actually needing all of that food. But that's why a lot of people get kind of large. That's why a lot of people who are on like 600-pound life are where they are, because they have a binge eating disorder and they need mental help. And that's not a bad thing to say, but it makes me sad that a lot of those people don't get the help that they need.
But I also think this country especially has really encouraged laziness with people's health.
Yeah, I think so too, and that I think that should be remedied as well.
I think that the problem is that if you are on some kind of whatever personal betterment journey, physically, mentally, whatever, to fix what are personal problems, that's great. I have an issue with the fact that people can't take a middle ground on some of this stuff, where it's like, instead of just, you know what, you're right, I'm not going to let people hurt me with that word, I'm going to work out and feel better. By the way, before I even get there, worth acknowledging that most people who are larger can change that, whereas if you're black, you can't change that. So the N-word's a little different anyway, but
yeah.
Despite that, because like I want to throw that out there because someone will say that. But,
well, like, you know, the thing is, if you're black, you shouldn't be wanting to change that anyway. I think you should be, you know, happy with the way you are and the way you were born, and I don't think anyone should be being mean to you for that, because there's also a lot of people who are just born, you know, on the bigger side of things, like, especially in, like,
thank God.
Other countries, for example, there's a lot of people who can be, like, heftier, you know, bigger, stronger people, and sometimes you're just kind of born a little bit bigger with broader shoulders or something.
But that's very different than overweight.
Yeah, that's true.
Different, too. So I think that, I just think people need to, you know, first off, your body, your choice. Which sounds silly, but, like, if you want to kill yourself by eating insanely bad for you and never fixing it, that's your choice.
Yeah, that is your choice. And people can try to help you too, and you can always go try and get help, but at the end of the day, it's your choice, and nobody can really stop you from doing that except for you.
Right, and I think that there's different ways people respond to stuff. I mean, I've seen people that respond to negative encouragement too, you know, like, I wouldn't want this, but there was a recent story where a guy told his friend, "Oh, planet crack went smoothly from this end, although there does seem to be problems planet side. We temporarily lost whatever the colony. First rock ball was extracted." What is it that they're getting? 35% mineral, 5% fossil.
60% waste.
Also, if there's fossil here, that means that there was organic life on this planet at some point.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It says I can scroll down?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, we've hit a mother lode.
The first ball was 65% mineral and 0% fossil, in line with expectations. There's 6.5 tons of ore from a 10-ton ball. Assuming it's not an anomaly, we've hit a mother lode.
That's cool. Sorry, I didn't try to turn.
That's okay.
My finger twitched. So if you make fun of me, you're ableist.
Oh, well.
But I just don't like that people don't take steps to better themselves physically or mentally a lot of the times. Yes, you are correct. Thank you. I didn't see that one. I wanted to see what was down here because it wanted... Oh, that's weird. I thought it wanted me to go this other way.
No, I agree with that, but I like that there are lots of trying to be good communities of people who are trying to help people in terms of the health stuff and the mental health stuff side of things. A lot of times there are communities of people where there's a lot of bad people. That you kind of get that with every single community, but it does make me happy that there are certain groups of people out there who are really trying their best to help other people like them who are, you know, struggling with similar things.
There is a philosophy in both Christianity and Buddhism, which are extremely different ideologies, but that sort of maintains that you can admit your faults and work on them without succumbing to them. Do you know what I mean? So my thing is always not, you're not at point Z, you're at point C. How dare you, you failure. My thing is, if you're not working towards point Z at all, you're not acknowledging the problem. That's where I have an issue with it. I have an issue with communities now that at this point, many members celebrate things like mental illness, or, oh my gosh, that guy is terrifying, or physical illness. It's like, if you don't want to be judged for that thing, that's awesome. You shouldn't be, but, you know, then you still work on the things that will make you a happier and more fulfilled person in life, which involves, you know, working on yourself. That's all.
And the thing is, that's the opposite of what a lot of these communities were trying to do in the first place, is they were trying to help people get from point A to point Z, to try and make you feel like a better person, try to help you with these afflictions that you may or may not have. And now they're just kind of like, oh, well, you have balls to the wall syndrome? Congratulations.
I have that. Stop making fun of that.
Enjoy all of your symptoms. We're not gonna help you.
Stop making fun of my balls to the wall syndrome. What the hell?
I don't know. It's just like, I wish we could go back to when people were more trying to help each other rather than just being like, oh, well, I accept every single thing about you. You're perfect. We don't need to change anything about it at all. Because the thing is, we're all people and we're supposed to be trying to help each other all get better as people. And to be as healthy and happy as possible. And support each other like friends should. And it makes me sad that there's a lot of people out there who couldn't give a shit about their own neighbor, you know?
Right, and I think you and I have been basically saying the same thing. How does this work?